Kane is in the building.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Draft Junkies, episode 3, coming at you now. I'm Justin Tribble alongside Jordan Richardson. Couldn't be happier to be here tonight. We are gonna give something new to y'all. We got Sleeper Alert coming up. Love them or hate them, of course. And we're gonna answer some fans' questions. But first, we're going to start it off with our positional rankings. Today, we are talking wide receivers, Jordan. So let's jump into it. Give me your number one, buddy.
Well, if you read my article on our website, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is my guy this year. I call him a silky smooth super slot. That is my name for him.
You dying on the hill?
I am dying on this hill.
Okay.
That this guy is going to be some lucky quarterback's favorite weapon. At least by year 2, year 3, he's legit to me. He strong hands, excellent route runner. He turns into a running back after the catch. He is an excellent ball tracker. The Willie Mays over the shoulder. He's got it. My only question with him is I know he's quick. He's got quick feet, but I need to see how fast he is. But I really think he can play outside, but he's going to make his money inside a lot like who I look at him when I see is Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to block like him.
Yeah.
He'll go crack back and knock some heads off, and he's going to, some quarterback's going to love him. But that's my top guy. Not a lot of guys have him up top.
You are the only person that I have seen A.J. Brown won at. So
I love him.
Die on the hill with him.
I'm dying.
We'll see what happens.
All
right, man. My number one is probably a lot like everybody else's. DK Metcalf. I don't know if he's on steroids or if he's just lifting a lot, but guy looks good. His tape is phenomenal. He wins routes early, jumps out. He's got good feet, great ball tracker, just like you said about AJ. Just runs in at Ole Miss, I guess. Great ball tracker. If he runs what they say he's going to run at this combine, he could be a top 10 pick.
Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, this is going to be huge. If he runs in the 4.3s, low 4.3s like they're talking about, he's a monster. He's a stud.
If Al Davis was still alive, he'd draft him.
He'd be top 4 pick.
Yeah, he's going.
So DK Metcalf's my number one. Who's your number 2, buddy?
DK Metcalf.
Can't stop talking about him.
I can't stop talking about him. Height, weight, speed. Basically looks like the Incredible Hulk.
He does.
He's, like you said, light feet. He's can make the highlight reel catches. His hands are a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
And that neck injury scares me. But he's got all the upside in the world. I mean, he could.
Potential's there.
Yeah, it's all there. And he might actually be a little too big. He might need to slim down a little bit.
Don't tell him that.
I ain't telling him anything.
Do not tell him that.
Need to watch out before they turn him into a tackle. But
Real.
he's got all the upside in the world.
Yeah.
So I mean, he could easily be number one if I just didn't have this love affair with A.J. Brown. But
Gotcha.
I don't blame anybody for having him at DK at 1. So
yeah.
What about you?
All right, man. Number 2 for me, N'Keal Harry. I talked about him last week on my Love Him or Hate Him segment. Absolutely love the guy. He's going to wrestle with corners. He is a physical route runner. He's going to go up and get the ball. We talked about the separation issue. He has some things to work on. Don't get me wrong. All these wide receivers do, I think, honestly. Mm-hmm. But N'Keal Harry, man, I think he's going to be the number 2 receiver taking this draft. And if he goes to the right team, boy, oh boy.
Nope.
I like me some N'Keal Harry. Number 3.
My 3 is Kelvin Harmon. I talked about him last week on Love Him and Hate Him, and I love him. He's got really strong hands, really good route runner. He'll block your head off, and he's got really good ball skills. He's going to fight you to the death. Yeah. And he didn't do a lot yards after catch, but he's got wide receiver 1 upside. Yeah. And
he's actually my number 3 too, and I'm not trying to bring him down at all a little bit. I worry about his explosive on the back end to get up the field enough, and I think a lot of that's going to come from the combine.
Combine's going to be so big for these receivers.
Big.
So big.
So he is my number 3 guy. I believe the wide receiver 1 potential is there. One thing I watched today, Kelvin Harmon, his quarterback I don't want to say his quarterback destroyed his value, but he didn't have a quick trigger. Like, he was a lot slow on the release. I think Kelvin Harmon was open a lot more. I think he could have made a lot more plays. So I'm not saying Kelvin Harmon isn't going to move up into that 2 or 1 spot when all is said and done.
No.
But he does have the potential.
If he gets a quarterback that's not poo-poo like the rest of them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. Number 4.
My guy's N'Keal Harry. He big-time ball skills. He's really underrated after the catch, too.
Mm-hmm.
There was one play I think we talked about, episode 1, where he was supposed to throw a wide receiver pass, and he just took off and was just bouncing off people like a pinball. He's got the potential to be a monster in the red zone. I mean, he's big-time athlete, and like you said, we'll see how fast he is.
Yeah.
See if he can separate, but he's going to win a lot of 50-50 balls, so the separation might not be as big a deal. And he can go to a team that likes to run as well. You know, he's a big time. He's a real competitive guy when it comes to blocking. He doesn't want to get beat.
I agree 100%. My number 4 guy is actually Hakeem Butler. And I think that this guy is going to be the best wide receiver taken in this draft in the red zone. He's a monster. This is where he makes his living. Like, this is it. You throw the fade to him, you throw the slant to him, he's going to be the guy to catch it. I do think there is a ton of things this guy has to work on. Outside of the red zone, not even talking about that, his footwork is kind of iffy. He doesn't have strong hands. I mean, all those necessities that you need to be a good wide receiver in the NFL, he does have to work on those. I will say this. He is probably the most physical runner after the catch. I mean, he's mean, guys. I mean, he is going to bully safeties and corners and kind
of makes some
tackle.
Highlight reel catches, too.
Yes, he does.
That bowl game, he made a bunch of them.
So, I am going to go out on a limb here, and I am going to compare Hakeem Butler to somebody. He's going to be a young Alshon Jeffrey coming to this league. He's not going to have all the tools. He's going to take some time. He might not get with a good quarterback, you know, the little things. So he's going to come along. And I'm not saying he's ever going to reach that level, but I definitely think that he could be that younger version. He's definitely going to be the basketball top player in the end zone.
No. I really like these receivers. There's, like we said, it's deep. You can get quality guys late. It's good class. It's hard to make a top 5.
Oh, absolutely. There's 7 or 8 guys that can be in anybody's top 5.
Yep.
100.
Yep. All right, my last guy, number 5, is Hollywood Brown. Speed, speed, speed. This dude's a big play machine. He is smooth with his cuts. You can give him a bubble screen, and that guy can take it 90 yards easy. Yeah. He's Deshaun Jackson 2.0. From the speed to the size, which is a little scary. You know, he may be 170 pounds soaking wet, and all that guys going to catch him, but when they do, he better get down. The one thing, he would honestly probably be a little higher on this list for me if it wasn't for that foot injury.
What do you think about that?
That Liz Frank injury on receivers who are built for speed, it's a little scary. You know, it might
slow down.
He may drop down in the draft a little bit, and hopefully he recovers because he could be a big time player.
We've compared him to so many young, fast guys, Deshaun Jackson, all that stuff. So if he can come out and play, I mean.
He already had the extra gear, so maybe he didn't lose it with this foot injury. So we'll see.
My number 5 guy is his number 1 guy, but the only reason is because I want to see more A.J. Brown. Like, I just want to see more. I watched the tape today. I feel really good about A.J. Brown. I think he has the potential. I want to see more. One thing that I say that I want to see more is he didn't really get a lot of passes thrown to him in contested spots, I think. So I want to see more. I want to see him have to fight to make the catch and stuff like that, not be so. But A.J. Brown's got all the tools to be number 1. He's got all the tools to be like slippery, smooth slide.
Silky smooth, super slide. You got to remember that.
He's going to trademark this stuff, I'm telling you.
It's got headlines, man.
You feel good about him?
I love him.
Feel good about him?
These receivers they're legit.
All right. So that is our positional rankings, wide receiver, top 5. So, coming up next, we're going to start our Love 'em or Hate 'em segment, so we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, and we are about to start our Love 'em or hate them segment. So we're stoked to do this week. It's going to be a fun time. We got a lot of different guys in here, actually. A lot of different positions. So my first guy for you, Jordan.
I'm ready.
Joe Giles Harris, linebacker, Duke.
Love him. Love him. He's smart. He diagnoses plays very easily. He's a great tackler. He might not be a great athlete, but he's smart enough in coverage. He can anticipate. He can anticipate routes. He sees concepts. He hustle all day, and he's gonna start middle linebacker. He's I really like him.
Start middle linebacker in the NFL.
Yep. I think he's
bold take.
4 years at Duke. You know, I don't like Duke basketball, but good. You know, he's good. He's good. He's smart. He's
Joe Giles Harris, starting middle linebacker. I'm gonna take a note of that.
Yeah, do it.
I like that.
He's there. All right, my first guy for you is Joe Jackson, not Michael Jackson's dad, but Joe Jackson from Miami. Okay.
Joe Jackson. Let me tell you something I like about Joe Jackson. When he came in as a freshman, he was a very, very quick defensive end. Over the years, okay, this guy built himself up, weights. He put on the necessary weight. He hasn't developed that skill, though.
Sure.
But with all that little segment said, I love Joe Jackson. I think that Joe Jackson is going to be able to come in the NFL, and we talk about this. We're not going to do this every week, but does he have to be an all-the-time guy? No. He doesn't. He can come in with the build he's got on, and he can be that speed rusher because he has a solid first step. He can be that speed rusher. Come up, make a play. You don't got to do it all the time.
Right.
Is he going to be a second rounder? Probably. But there are things that I like about Joe Jackson. There's things I dislike. But I love Joe Jackson in this segment. I think that he is going to be able to be an NFL player.
Awesome.
All right. So, next up for you.
What you got?
Irv Smith Jr.
Oh, big time.
Big
time heart for Irv Smith. I love Irv Smith. I love the tight ends.
Well, that's a good thing that you love Irv Smith because I keep seeing him to your boys.
No, hey, we will take him. He's a good blocker. He's a good athlete. He's good with the ball in his hands. I really like him. This tight end class is so good and so deep. Yes, I love it. He's versatile. You can move him all around. You can put him at H-back. You can line him up at fullback. You can split him out wide. He's not the greatest hand catcher. He'll fight it a little bit, but he's also wins. He's a really good leaper.
Yeah.
He's going to win 50-50 balls. I mean, he can start day one because he can block. You know, he had to block. You don't not block it.
I was going to say, boy, you better be blocking.
I'm a big fan. I would take him at 30 or 44 for the Packers all day long. I'm a big fan.
So love for Irv Smith.
Big love.
All right, man. Who you got for me?
All right, let's go with Riley Ridley, wide receiver, Georgia.
Another one. Love Riley Ridley.
So much love.
Let me tell you something. Riley Ridley, again, a guy that when he came into the league, NCAA, I didn't know if the guy could catch. Like, he just had bad hands. And this season he came in here, 7 games, he was targeted like 40-something, some odd times. He had 1 drop. And I don't even know if I'd call it a drop. It was just a pretty bad pass, honestly. But Riley Ridley is a great route runner. He's a smooth athlete. Riley Ridley is the type of guy I want on my football team. Okay, we've seen what his brother did.
Yep.
I'm not saying that you're your brother at all, but we've seen what his brother did. Yep. I think that right team, right situation, Riley Ridley is going to be a solid NFL wide receiver.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. He could easily crack my top 5. It was hard not putting him on my top 5.
When I seen that Marquise Brown was starting to fall a little bit, I was kind of like, all right, what can we do here? You know,
yeah, I wanted.
Like, could he move up that far?
Yeah,
like, so we're just spitballing. But 1 through 10, where would you have Riley Ridley right now?
Easily, I'd probably put him at 6. 6, 7, but most likely 6 because I really want to put him at 5. You know, he'd be with 5B maybe, but he's right there. He's like you said, he's a great route runner.
I just
you don't get on the field at Georgia if you can't block.
No.
And that's just another thing. I know I've said it with all these receivers. I want a receiver that's competitive and going to block.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you don't have to take him off the field. You know, on rundowns and stuff, he can get out there and he can fight.
Keep playing it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like him.
Okay, cool. So, third and final person for you. Oh, let me get my right hand up here. Third and final person for you. Benny Snell, running back, Kentucky.
Benny Snell is a...
Really?
Yep, not a big fan.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, not a fan.
Okay.
It was he looks more like just a big productive college back to me. I don't think he's got the burst. I'm not saying he's not going to get drafted, and I'm not saying I completely hate him.
Yeah.
But just I wouldn't take him very high. Like he's competitive, he can pass protect, but he can't catch. He's not a good.
I got you.
But you know, he'll get on the field and hopefully he'll get a special teams player because he's very competitive. I just don't see the burst. I need to see a burst in my receivers. He could go to a team, you know, a power run team and have a little success, but I just, like I said, I just do not see the burst in this guy. He was productive, got a lot of wear and tear on his wheels, but he's just
third down back in the NFL, if that.
Goal line back, special teams.
Something like
that's where I kind of see him. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Oh, wow. I hate Kane.
All right.
I hate Kane.
My third guy for you is Darryl Henderson.
Oh, boy.
Running back Memphis.
Listen, everybody.
I'm anxious to see what he's got to say.
Woo. Y'all aren't ready for this.
Oh.
You're not ready for Darryl Henderson. Darryl Henderson isn't just a love for me. He's my number one running back on the list that we've not released yet. Okay?
Spoiler
He's my
alert.
number one running back. That's a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell this camera something else, tell you something else. Darryl Henderson is the next Le'Veon Bell. Okay? Let me tell you something. This guy is like tackling a Vaselined up naked me. Okay? Good luck.
Never tried it.
Good luck. Darryl Henderson is going to be something else. He is so patient. Okay? He loves to follow the pull of his blockers, and he'll follow them to that second level. He is not getting in a hurry, but when he needs to get in a hurry, he can go from 0 to 100 real quick. Darryl Henderson has all the tools. He's going to be judged on 5'9", 200 pounds. I'm going to hear that all through the combine, all through the draft. I'm going to hear that. But it doesn't matter because the team that gets Darryl Henderson gets a winner. This guy loves to play football. He's extra competitive. He's going to give you 100% every time he steps on the field. And like I keep saying, it's like, I mean, I can't stress it enough that he just does not go down. Like, he is the only guy I know in this draft that is just going to give you that all the time. He is a pinball machine. He's just bouncing off of them.
How's his pass protection? Because, you know, Le'Veon, he's A+ in the passing game as well.
I know, and I'm not going to say that he's A+. I'm not going to say that at all because I think he does need work. Just like as you were saying about Benny Snell.
That's how I feel he is.
Benny Snell needs work with the passing game. I'm not going to say that Darryl Henderson can't catch because I believe he can. No. But a lot of Memphis's stuff was swing game action, screen game action. So in the combine, we're going to see a little more about Darryl Henderson. Okay. And I think that every list I've seen, he's been 4 through 7. I expect him to at least move into 3 or 2 on most boards. So Darryl Henderson, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the show.
Nice.
I'm excited about it.
I feel you.
I'm excited. I'm not going to stop.
Is he your T.J. Hawkinson?
Yeah.
How I feel about T.J.
How about you feel about T.J. Hawkinson?
He's okay. All right.
If Darryl Henderson becomes an Eagle.
Oh, single tier. Single tier. All right.
But all right.
Cool.
Anyway, that's it for Love 'em or Hate 'em. Coming up next, we're going to do Sleeper Alert. We're going to give y'all 2 guys apiece that y'all need to be watching out for. All right, so stay tuned. Never. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Sleeper Alert. We're going to give y'all 2 guys apiece that we really feel are sleepers in this upcoming draft. Not really knowing where they're projecting on most of them, but we're going to tell you where they're at, what to expect. Jordan, who do you have for
My
me?
first guy, and I just don't get why more people aren't talking about him. Greg Dortch, wide receiver from Wake Forest. This guy is electric. He can make you miss in a phone booth. You know, he is yak. He is a little bit, probably not as fast as Hollywood, but
Yeah.
I mean, people aren't catching him. He can take a bubble screen and go 90 yards, same as him. He is a big time punt returner too. You know, he can get on the field in special teams. Doesn't have natural hands, but you know, they're good enough. This guy has some of the best releases of any of these guys that I've seen. Just watch him come off the line of scrimmage. It's very impressive. I don't understand why more people aren't talking about it.
I honestly had no idea when he brought this into this. I had no idea who this guy was, anything about him. But I'm going to be watching for him.
Look at
those little guys, wide receivers. We talk about it all the time.
Size.
Today's NFL,
he's not
man.
very big, but you just look how guys like Taylor Gabriel. You know, he's made a role for himself, and he's tiny. And this same guy, he's going to earn a spot on your team. You know, at least as a punt returner, he's fun to watch. You need to check him out.
Dortch. Y'all check him out.
The human Dortch.
There we go. Man, Fantastic Four.
Need to write that down.
Yeah, you better get that one. All right, guys. My first guy is Malik Gant, safety out of Marshall. Let me tell y'all something. You want a good tackler at safety. You want a guy who's going to come up and knock someone's head off. But you want that guy that can walk down into man coverage, and he can play it just as good as anyone. You want a guy who can back off, play zone. Listen, Malik Gant, for me, he's all over the place.
Yeah. He'll knock your head off.
And he chases the play. I don't care if he's the first guy there or the last guy there. He chases the play no matter where it goes. Line up in goal line. He's coming off the edges. I mean, this guy's the real deal. I think that he's going to, he's projected to go mid 3 to 5 round, you know, and he looks like he's going to be worth it. He can make, I'm not saying he's on my top 5 safety list, but he's going to sneak into somebody's, and he's going to be the real deal.
He reminds me a little bit of Xavier Woods. Remember him?
Yeah.
Played at La Tech.
Okay.
He's a cowboy, but he'll thump you.
Well, I made this comparison earlier, and maybe it's just because I'm the Eagles fan, but I made the comparison of Malcolm Jenkins. And I'm not saying he's that talented, but I'm saying the walking down in a man coverage and really, fighting with guys. You know, that kind of I love that out of a safety.
Yeah.
Love it.
You need it. In today's NFL. It's a passing league. You need those guys that even if they can play deep, they need to be able to come down and cover a receiver. That's just how it is. And the way the rules are.
Oh, yeah.
Of
course.
You need them.
And of all the things I mentioned, I didn't see him get beat on tape one time. That's everything to me.
Yeah,
it's a passing league.
That's pretty good.
It's a passing league.
That's pretty good.
All right, so that's my first guy.
All right, my number 2 guy is Jimmy Moreland. He's a quarterback from James Madison. He's a small guy, but he is a turnover machine. He had 18 interceptions in college. He had 6 of them returned for touchdowns. He had, I believe, 63 pass breakups. He's just small, but he's got ball skills for days. He went to a small school, but that's because he got a little bit of trouble when he was in high school, ran with the wrong crowd kind of thing. He didn't
There's always going to be somebody coming from that.
Didn't get the big offers, but he can play. Year 2, you're going to see this guy in the nickel defense.
I was going to say, we talked about the nickel.
I really feel like he'll put on a little bit better NFL weight, get an NFL weight room. I think he can play. Not enough people are talking about him. In a passing league, you got to have corners.
There you go. Yep. And the nickel, not to beat a dead horse, but the nickel, man, that's just become a position that almost any corner, I don't care your size.
That's starting defense.
Yeah.
That's starting. You're a starter if you're a nickel.
Yeah. All right, my second guy, I hope everyone remembers this when I say it. E.J. Ajaya, linebacker from North Texas. Let me tell you all a little bit about this guy. First of all, he's projected to go to 7th round to undrafted. Okay? He's projected in that range. He tore his ACL last year playing basketball in North Dakota. Okay? Didn't ever want to play football again. Said that the love kind of died. just wasn't interested in it. North Texas came and recruited him. He kind of started, thinking about it. Anyway, came to North Texas. This guy had 19 tackles this season for a loss. Okay? We start talking a little bit about the whole, well, mate, he was playing at North Texas. So did he? Well, so he played the Arkansas Razorbacks this year. We know how that went. Played the Arkansas Razorbacks this year. He had 12 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, a sack, 2 pass deflections, and a fumble recovery. The guy doesn't quit. Like, his motor doesn't stop. Mike Mayock, before he took the Raiders job, whatever, I've read an interview, Mike Mayock said that he was one of, if not the best tackler in the NCAA.
High praise.
I do not understand how a guy that can be the best tackler in the NCAA can be 7th round material. Whoever gets this guy is going to get a football player. Is there, like, scary little things with the ACL? Absolutely there is. But 7th round?
That's what those late round picks are for. Those are dart throws.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit on a couple of those, you're doing good.
EJ Ajaya, I'm telling y'all, watch out for this guy. He wants it more than anyone, and I think he's coming to get it.
Nice.
So,
all right.
Anyway, so that's it for Sleeper Alert.
Time to wake up, people.
Time to wake up.
Don't sleep anymore.
Hit the alarm, all right? So wake up. So anyway, that's it for Sleeper Alert. Next up, we're answering fan questions. We have 2 fans that came out this week, actually asked us questions for the first time.
Thank you.
Very excited about
Thank
it.
you.
So we have questions for them about their teams. We're going to answer them when we come back. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to our first segment of Ask a Junkie. We're very excited to be doing this. We have our fans sending questions in, and we're going to start answering them. This week we have 2 questions. Our first question is from Jarrell Dermott from Baltimore, Maryland. And his question was, who do you think is a running back or wide receiver outside of round 1 that could come in and help the Baltimore Ravens? So I'm going to let you answer this one, Jordan.
Okay. For me, I said it in an earlier episode about Lamar Jackson. I think he's not super accurate. So to me, they need a guy with a big catch radius. That's why I like the guy you were talking about, Hakeem Butler. That guy is all catch radius, all highlight catches. There's some stuff he needs to work on, but I really think he could develop into a nice security blankets and red zone threat for him.
Definitely something they need.
Also like JJ Arcega-Whiteside. This guy is a jump ball machine. He's not going to run super fast, but if you throw one up, he's coming down with it. They're not 50-50 balls for him. Yeah. They're 90-10 balls. He's getting them. A running back I like Elijah Holyfield.
I like Elijah Holyfield.
That guy, he's a hammer with sweet feet.
Yeah.
He's basically just a walking muscle. I mean, he runs hard, and he's got really good patience.
Yeah.
Also like Damian Harris. Most of these guys are probably round 2, round 3.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Damian Harris from Alabama, he's a real hard-nosed runner. I think he'd fit really well in that outside zone scheme that the Ravens run, little zone option. He's really good in pass protection. He can catch out of the backfield. I think he'd be a good fit for the Ravens.
What do you think that the Ravens need to do most to strengthen their team? Running back or wide receiver? Receiver.
I think he needs more weapons that can make up for his accuracy. It's not saying he's inaccurate. He's just not the most accurate guy. And you get him. They got a ton of tight ends. He's got a ton of security blankets. He needs a guy that can get it in the red zone, and when he wants to throw it up, some guys will come down with it. They had a lot of shorter guys, and they just need a big target, in my opinion.
Okay. All right, Drill. I hope that helps you out there. I hope that's kind of what you're looking for. If not, just bring it back, ask another question, and we'll get it in. We'll figure it out. So, question number 2 is from Desmond Jones from Lakeland, Florida. He wants to know who is a defensive player outside of round 1 that could come in and help the Dolphins immediately. So, for me, my first guy on that list is Gerald Willis from Miami. And I say that because Flores coming in, from New England, the Patriots defense, they're built, kind of up front.
Yep.
They're not built on the back end so much. They're kind of built up front to be great defensive line. I think that you get a guy that had 18 tackles for a loss. He didn't have to play every snap. He was kind of rotating. Maybe if he played every snap, that he could be that guy. And maybe not. Maybe he's just going to be a great guy.
Be good.
But I think there's a solid defensive line in Miami already. I think that would just add to what and we've seen that in New England. They just kept adding.
Yeah.
I felt like just kept adding.
Yeah.
Trayvon Mullen, you were saying, cornerback from Clemson. I think that he has pretty good ball skills.
Yep.
I think they're looking for that. And being coached, in Clemson nowadays, like, you're a tackler no matter what. So if you're willing to come up and tackle in the NFL, that's going to take you a long way. Another guy I want to bring up, I know this isn't defensively, so Desmond, forgive me, but they talking about releasing Devontae Parker. Andy Isabella. I think that he would really kind of flourish in an offense kind of set up for what they're about to try and do.
No.
I would love to see that, but
he's little, but he can fly.
Yeah, my goodness. And he's a guy that you can get way outside round one, so you can go even outside of the defensive thoughts. You can think about that way later.
Get a guy, team him up with Hakeem Grant.
Yeah.
You just got all kinds of speed on that team.
Crazy.
Yep.
So, anyway, those are our 2 Ask a Junkie questions for the week. So, Desmond and Darryl, hope we helped you out just a little bit. If you'd like to be featured on our Ask a Junkie segment, go to wixsite.com/draftjunkies and ask a junkie. Type in your name, your email, your question, send it to us. Message us on Instagram, Twitter, any of that, and we will get your question featured on here. We look forward to hearing from all of our fans. So, is there anything you want to talk about before we go? Any draft news? Anything going on that you're excited about?
I'm pumped for these receivers.
We still talking about these receivers?
I know it. I love them. They're good. They're deep. It's a passing league, man. I love them. Can't wait to talk about the tight ends either. It's a passing league.
Can I mention someone's name before we go on these wide receivers?
Let's hear it.
David Seals. When's he going to get some love? I seen Des Bryant tweeting about him today, and I was like, okay, I've seen somebody saying it, so let's kind of get it out there.
He can play. He can play.
There's so many good ones, though, in this class.
You're going to get a starter in the 4th and 5th round easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good class.
Pumped.
There's no AJ Greens or Julio Joneses.
Yeah.
But these guys, they're definite 2s, and a lot of them can develop into 1s. Yeah. There's a place for a lot of them.
So 1 week from tomorrow? Is it 1 week from tomorrow? Or 2 weeks? Combine?
I think it's next week.
So 1 week from tomorrow, got that NFL Combine getting started for us.
It'll be big for
That's
a lot of players.
Big thing for everybody. Everybody involved this year. So
who's going to be the fastest guy there?
Can't say Hollywood, can we?
No. Isabella, the guy you were just talking about, I said he clocked at some 4.2s. He beat Denzel Ward in a track when they were in high school. He can fly. He's a little guy, but he can fly.
I mean, honestly, if I had to put my money on somebody, it'd probably be him, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I'm going to put my money on anybody in that.
Yep.
I feel like that's so much pressure to try and run that 4.2, and then you get in there and you're like, all right, well, 4.4 is good.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be good. The Combine's going to be fun. There's going to be so many positions we've already went over, positions we ain't even touched yet. So it's going to be really fun.
Yep.
So anyway, thanks for watching Draft Junkies. Justin Tribble, this is Jordan Richardson. Deuces.
Haters in the building.